current number 4 team in the state, hit the floor and didn't seem to let it go to their heads. Off the Rashad Wright outlet, it's Dante Humphreys somehow managing to get this one in and the foul to boot. Next, it's Roosevelt Whitney creating a little room and going to the rack for the layup. He'd finish with 15. Groves kept it close as Ted Ellis will get the three-point play opportunity, but the Devils respond with the sweet dish from Rashad Wright to Deshaun Jones and take a 37-23 halftime lead. Second half, they keep pouring it on. Little Lee Hill for 3. Next, it's the back door from Neil Jones to Dante for 2 of his game-high 21. Finally, the nice ball movement on the break to Deshaun Jones, who finishes nicely. Devils cruise 63-53. Closer game in the boys test. The Patriots playing man-to-man on Dante Humphreys, so you knew he'd have a big night, taking his man to school first from the near side and then from the far side. Going baseline again, he'd finish with 23. Southwest keeping it close, though, with nice dish underneath to Torrey Gale for the layup. The Devils right back. Dante going baseline again for the hoop and the foul. And then the exclamation point coming from to Showtime Jones. 28-22 Devils at the half. Second half, the Patriots kept it close early on. The three-point play by Antoine Stevens, but Statesboro would then pull away. Little Lee Hill heats up from long distance. He'd finish with 12 points. And then it's Antonio Williams finishing things up with the acrobatic shot. Devils win 61-47. Moving on over to the boys game, and Coach Hill concerned as he had to go with only an 8-man roster. Not to worry, that was unless you were running the scoreboard, where the Devils decided to play by 3s instead of 2s. Little Lee goes 2 times, as does fellow backcourt mate and sophomore Rashad Wright. Drops in a pair. Dante Humphreys tries to join the fun, but no problem. Joe Carter there for the more conventional three-point opportunity. 34-11 Statesboro at the half. Second half, much more of the same. Dante heating up the jumper, and then the nice feed from Rashad Wright. Don't let the number fool you. That's Dante. Finally, it's to Showtime Jones. Not the prettiest alley-oop, but effective. Devils crush the Cadets 65-24. A totally different story on the boys' side. Statesboro opening up an early lead, never looking back. Deshaun Jones with the one-hander, and then starting the break on the other end with the block. It's Rashad Wright going coast to coast, finishing off with the finger roll. Meanwhile, nothing going right for Glenn. Kwame Brown all alone, looking quite foolish here. Later, he'd get a chance for redemption, and the 6'9 freshman proving he can do it. Nonetheless, his team continuing to falter. Little Lee for 3. Devils up 37-19 at the half. Second half to Showtime, bringing the thunder. Another solid game for Dante Humphreys, who finished with 20. And then for the finishing touch, it's Jones one more time. Devils in another cakewalk, 71-57. To the boys game, where the Devils look to remain unbeaten in sub-region play. First half action, Dante Humphreys to Roosevelt Whitney, who goes to the bank for the hoop and the foul. Next, it's Rashad Wright taking a page out of the GSU playbook with the jump stop in the bucket, but the Warriors storm back. Off the outlet, it's Eddie Bullock with a two-headed flush. And then check out the tough shot by Calvin Butts. Jenkins grabs a 28-25 halftime lead. Second half, the seesaw battle continues. Dante Humphreys drops in the floater, but in the fourth, the Warriors go on a dunk fest. First, it's Bullock with the two-hander. And next, Calvin Butts does likewise. Warriors up by 5, but down the stretch, Statesboro looking like a team on a mission. You knew who they'd go to. There was no stopping Dante. This one ties the game at 56 all, and then with 2 seconds left, Humphreys at the line. He drops them both in. The desperation shot here by the Warriors, no good, and the Devils survive a scare, winning 58-56. Boys looking for a little easier game than Friday night at Jenkins. Too bad, because they were in for another long one. 6'9 Kwame Brown, 7 feet if you count the throw, playing a good game here, taking the pass and going up for the easy layup. The Devils answering from downtown. Dante Humphreys for 3. Little Lee Hill doing likewise. But Glenn not going away. Cedric Ulmer drives in for the layup, helping to cut the lead to 4 at the half. Second half, both teams going back and forth. Tabari Brown with 2 of his 15 on the night. Statesboro back with Dante for 3 of his 20. the Terror would eventually grab a 2-point lead with 45 seconds left, but sophomore Rashad Wright calmly sinks a pair of free throws, sending the game into overtime. In OT, Dante takes over, dropping this one and one more. The Devils improved to 19-1, winning 55-51. Once again, not much of a contest from the Mustangs. Rashad Wright says, "Thank you very much," as he goes the distance for the layup. Dante Humphreys then strokes the three-pointer from the near side, 3 of his 18. Roosevelt Whitney up next with the sweet off-balance bucket and the foul. Everybody getting involved. Neil Jones drains the baseline jumper, and then it's Antonio Williams for 3. Devils up 45-12 at the half. The boredom sinking in as even the cheerleaders having time out for a nap. Statesboro up 77-24 in the fourth. A solid game anyway from Antonio Williams, who led the way with 19 as the Devils improved to 20-1, winning 95-30. Statesboro looking to rebound from Friday's loss, and it's bombs away. Little Lee for 3. Rashad Wright likes that spot as well. Antonio Williams prefers the other side. Devils up by 1 after 1, but Bradwell responding behind an incredible game from Kasheen Latham. The big fella able to score a game-high 27 here with a three-point opportunity. The Devils try and answer with Dante Humphreys slashing in for the layup. Tigers up, though, 35-28 at the half. Second half, Bradwell pulling away. Latham for 2 more, but the Devils wouldn't go away. Dante with 3 of his 25 points. Next, it's Rashad Wright to Roosevelt Whitney. The lead trimmed to 5. And then with a minute and a half left, Little Lee's 3 would pull the Devils within 1. The Tigers able to answer, though, on the other end. And they make their free throws down the stretch as well and go on to win 75-60. Meanwhile, a whole different story in the boys' game. Savannah High wanting to give the Devils a going-away loss, and things look pretty good for the home team. Newcomer Kenneth Jackson will go up strong for the alley-oop. The Devils counter with Dante Humphreys for 3. Roosevelt Whitney then drops in a 3-ball of his own, and finally it's Little Lee. We go to halftime with the game tied at 28 all. Second half will belong to the High's James Ferguson. He'd have 36 points. Dante trying to respond on the other end with a pull-up J. He'd finish with 19. Ferguson then right back with another triple. Dante not willing to give up. And he'd get the hoop and the foul. The game tied at 44 after 3, but in the fourth, just too much James Murdoch Ferguson as he'd score Savannah High's last 14 points all by himself. Blue Jackets win 67-57. The Statesboro Blue Devils taking the floor at Augusta State for the region championship against Josie, and from the start it was the Roosevelt Whitney show. Roosevelt came out on fire, sinking his first 5 shots and scoring 8 of the Blue Devils' first 10 points. The Statesboro opened up on a 10-3 lead. Rashad Wright then gets into the act as he'll knife his way through the lane for the layup, and the Blue Devil lead is extended to 9. Statesboro executing on both ends here off the loose ball. It's Jeremy Newkirk with the rejection at the buzzer, and the Devils take a 16-5 lead after 1. In the second, Josie fights back behind All-American Terrence Hayes as they cut the lead to 4 at the half. Second half, the two teams trading buckets. Jeremy Newkirk gets loose for 2 of his 15, but Hayes answers with 3 of his 17. Josie by 1 after 3. In the fourth, the war continues. This 3 by Roosevelt Whitney gave the Devils a 2-point lead, but on the other end, Hayes counters, tying things up. We move ahead. Less than a minute left, tied at 45, and Roosevelt Whitney drops in his 20th point of the game. Devils by 2. Josie with one final chance, but Joe Carter steals the ball ahead to TJ Brunson. The Devils capture the region title, winning 47-45. Statesboro High at their home away from home for the night as they open the state playoffs at Richmond Academy against Cairo. The Syrup Makers would take an early 5-2 lead, but from there things would get quite sticky as Rashad Wright buries a pair of 3-pointers. Roosevelt Whitney comes through with the next 6 points. This one off the assist from Rashad, and the Devils go on a 16-2 run, keyed by great defense and good outside shooting. Little Lee Hill for three. Devils up by 10 after one in the second. More defensive pressure. Rashad with another steal. He goes all the way in for the layup. Little Lee adds the three before the half. He finished with 14, 32-20. Devils at the half. Second half, Statesboro starts to pull away. Rashad, another steal. He finished with a game-high 20. Cairo tries to press. Big mistake. Rashad finds Jeremy Newkirk for two of his 13. Devils by 23 in the fourth. Roosevelt Whitney off the steal behind his back. He finished with 10. TJ Brunson would add the pull-up jumper. Statesboro up by 27. And for the finishing touch, it's Joe Carter, the one-handed jam, as Statesboro advances to Albany, winning easily 68-43. The Statesboro Blue Devils come out ready for a battle with the third-ranked Eagles, picking up first quarter action. And Roosevelt Whitney drains the 15-footer, giving the Devils the early lead. Later it's Little Lee Hill canning the three-pointer, giving Statesboro a three-point lead. Statesboro then turns up the defensive pressure. Rashad Wright, the steal. He'll go all the way in for the layup. Devils up by 5. North Clayton tries to stay close as Dorset Lyons gets the layup, but the Devils are right back. Antonio Williams drills the three-pointer, and then Rashad finds Jeremy Newkirk underneath for the easy two. Roosevelt Whitney will then stop and pop two more. Rashad then finds Newkirk one more time, and we go to the intermission with Statesboro leading up by 7. Picking up second half action, and it's Rashad driving for two more. Devils up by 10. Still in the third quarter, Roosevelt Whitney drains the baseline jumper, and Statesboro goes up by 17 points. North Clayton starts seeing things fall their way. The half-court prayer by Marcus Welch falls on, and the Eagles cut the lead to 8. Moving ahead, time winding down with the score tied. Dorset Lions will hit the game winner as the Eagles come from 17 down to win 57-55.
And I'm just so very disappointed. We made turnovers, missed free throws, and I just don't know what to say.
To the boys' game we go, and this one was over quicker than you could say. Antonio Williams 4-3. Next, it's Rashad Wright with the more conventional three-point play opportunity. The hoop and one. Little Lee Hill then with the rarest of chances as he gets the bounce, a 4-point play, which he'd convert. Statesboro up 12-0. The bombs keep falling. Rashad 4-3. He then leaves his defender on the floor as he drains a 17-footer. The defense then starts the break. TJ Brunson ahead of the pack. You're not going to catch him. Statesboro opens up a 29-4 lead as Brunson once again. It's 33-7 Statesboro at the half. Second half, and the Devils in cruise control. Little Lee awaiting the three. And then how about big Jeremy Mincy, 11 points, 10 rebounds. Finally, it's Rashad with two more of his game-high 19 as Statesboro wins a laugher 74-21. Moving ahead to the boys' game, where the Blue Devils were looking for their second straight Region 3 AAA Sub-Region A title in a packed house. With the Bulldogs, though, coming out strong, they'd open up a 17-10 lead. The Blue Devils come back behind good defense. Rashad Wright with the steal. He goes all the way for the jam. And then Little Lee Hill will catch fire, tying the game at 17 all, and then going nuts as he'd be in the zone. 5 threes in the first half alone. This one, just before the half, will send the crowd into a frenzy. Statesboro takes a 39-24 lead, closing the half on a 17-0 run. From that point, things were pretty much over, but Little Lee wasn't through. He connected on 8 three-pointers for the game, one off the school record, and finished with 24 points. And we finish things up with a few dunks. First, Jeremy Newkirk throws down the one-hander. Andrew Harley then showing off his hang time. First, the finger roll. And then a one-handed jam. And then Andrew makes his final dunk at Statesboro, a memorable one. The alley-oop. The Devils win 74-40. After the game, Coach Lee Hill talked about how happy he was for his players, and particularly his son.
I'm real proud of him. Also, the rest of the seniors, these guys been working for this, you know, since they was Recreation League, and last home game I was so proud of them. The way they played well, and they wanted the ball game.
I can't ask for anything better, you know. My last night playing home for my father, you know, I just wanted to come out and play hard. The last night, I can remember when I was, you know, the ball boy, and I just want to make a mark my last night.
For the game, that's all I could think about. It's my last game playing the Statesboro High gym, and I wanted to come out on top. I hadn't lost here in 2 years. Our plan was to come out and play hard and not lose.
On to the boys' action, and Statesboro going up against Dublin, and this one would start out as a blowout. Little Lee to Jeremy Newkirk for the layup. Next, Andrew Harley from 17 feet out. The Blue Devils open up a 13-2 lead, but the Irish fight all the way back, eventually taking the lead. The Devils respond. Little Lee will drain the three-pointer. Statesboro by 3 at the half. Second half, the game will go back and forth, and though the Irish put up quite a battle, it wouldn't be enough as the Blue Devils hold on to win 57-55. And the region title on the line, Statesboro taking on Glen Hills. The Blue Devils once again spot their opposition an early lead, this time 7-2, and then proceed to tear them apart. Little Lee begins the assault from long distance, knocking down a pair. Everything falling for Statesboro, even the seemingly missed putback by Andrew Harley will fall in. Statesboro by 7 after 1, and then the spread only gets worse in a game Coach Lee Hill called the best they've played all year. Antonio Williams for 3. Little Lee bangs in another. Rashad Wright then puts on a clinic in how to beat the defense to the bucket. All the way to the rack for the layup. TJ Brunson shows off his speed as well, coming up with the steal and going coast to coast. Statesboro by 22 at the half. Second half, Rashad will do it again, knifing through for 2 more of his game-high 20. And then it was showtime. Take a look at this pass from Wright to Jeremy Newkirk. And then we ride out with the Harley. Andrew with the alley-oop. The Blue Devils will claim their second straight Region 3 AAA title, 79-40.
You always want to be the #1 seed because you get a chance to win in the region. Now you go and play the #4 team in the other side. So this was a great win for us.